consequences were not explored, and some things have caused more harm than good. We should not make these mistakes again. If we build new coal, we are laying down a killing field for future generations, no different from random minefields laid down in some bygone wars. The consequences of that action will be to force millions from their homes, even from their countries, as sea level rises. As rains fail and crop yields fail, billions could go hungry, wars will be fought and diseases will spread. Where will the refugees go? How can we afford to help them? What will E.ON do for them? Sell them electricity, no doubt. The best way we can help them is the same way we can help the people of Medway. By not building, we will improve the air quality. By insulating houses and building renewables, we will improve the job prospects of the whole area. We don't need, nor do we want, a new coal-fired station. No to new coal.
It's alright, there was 2 cameras filming, like 3 or 4 minutes. I got one I'm somewhat of a minority. So I'm fairly convinced the only feasible alternative to fossil fuel-based power is nuclear.
To eat decent food because of food price rises. But that's nothing to what is happening in countries of the South, where people in the poorest countries are paying the highest price, and women above all are doing the work of making their communities survive. And the good news is that our movement is much, much bigger than has normally been seen, because they hide from us the people who are maybe not labelled climate change resistors, but who are resisting climate change, because they're refusing to pay the price. They're refusing to be dispensable people. And because they're invisible, I just want to name a few. The women in Guyana, who when they had the worst floods, insisted that food be brought to the areas which were deepest in water, where they couldn't even walk through the water to get the food for their children. Refused to do the work of cleaning up the toxic water and the toxic after effects without protection and without pay, and demanded compensation and vets for their sick animals, and won some of it, and won a decrease in food prices, making history. Multiracial, across big racial divisions in Guyana, they managed to do this. When they say that
Little brother is going to come here and grow and be built to last for 40 years, emitting as much CO2 as is currently saved by every single wind farm in the country. Now, my job in the European Parliament is to try and develop carbon capture and storage technology. We can debate that until the cows come home. But there's one single argument that I want to put here. It is not possible for government to be able to develop a comprehensive energy policy which relies on moving away from carbon-emitting forms of power generation if you build power stations which emit the levels of CO2 of a conventional coal plant. The message that building Kingsnorth sends to people across the country is don't bother to fight climate change, because nothing you do by supporting the promotion of renewable energy and wind farms, by cutting down energy, by moving from highly carbon-intensive vehicles to energy-efficient vehicles. None of this will matter so long as we build conventional coal-fired power stations. So the message to all the governments here and governments across Europe, as they face up to the problem of reducing our global warming emissions, is that there was a high political price to be paid for going down the road of coal. Thank you.
I don't feel ignored here with all the police. Then they laugh at you. These arguments aren't funny anymore. Then they fight you. And then you win. We're winning, guys. So keep up the fight.
Surprise you? No, it doesn't. It's the we don't care bears from the conventional political parties. It's about profits, corporations, policing, military, and how big his dick is. He doesn't care about climate change. All he cares about is his ego and his crumbling political power. It's not a matter of replacing one lot of politicians by a new lot of politicians. It's about grassroots democracy. It's about people's power. The most important thing we must do is look at people in Latin America, people across the world who are resisting, who are saying our land is being taken, our forests are being destroyed, and it's a lie to say that climate change makes people poorer. It's a lie to say that it's about cutting back living standards. If you protect the forests, if you protect people, you protect the ecology. And we hear a vast avalanche of lies, even from people like Stern. It's all about climate change, climate carbon trading, corporations. But the number one thing is to protect the rainforests and the carbon sinks. And we have the lies. I'm embarrassed occasionally even by a guy called George Monbiot. Things are not so desperate that we need nuclear power. Things are so desperate, friends, that we need free public transport. We need renewable energy. Globalisation. Politicians, you know with the conventional commentators, you know with those people in their box and their paradigm, that they are sucked into the lies. Renewable energy, permaculture, people's power, protecting the rainforests, going with the indigenous, all the things that we need to do that are 100% essential. Having workers looking at alternative plans. I came down on Tuesday and with a very great man, Alan Thornett. Alan Thornett used to be shop steward at Cowley Motorworks, and he knows that we cannot keep on making cars in the same way, but we can make other things. We can make in the factories in Britain wind generators, solar powers, and we can do things that people actually need. So all the time you have to look through the lies. And I look at The Guardian, and The Guardian, it's got the bus stop for this, which is great, and then I read all the fucking lies from The Guardian about Hugo Chavez. Now the way things are really happening is Latin America. If you talk to people like Chavez, and I have, if you talk to the Cubans, they're conscious of ecological change, because the only way we can protect people is by dealing with climate change. And we know the cause of this. It's the ugly C word, not the Jarvis Cocker one, but another ugly word, and I think the reason why they got rid of my post in the Green Party. What's the word? It's capitalism. Everybody knows that you cannot have infinite economic growth on a finite planet. My own party, because I will say capitalism is destroying everything. It's great that the Green Party will get MPs, but it is not enough. We have an economic system which is a system of organised insanity. The faster we consume, the faster we waste, the faster we throw away things, the more profit, the more interest, the more jobs. The basic arithmetic behind Western civilization doesn't work. We need a green economy that sustains us into the future. So we have to challenge capitalism at the same time that we challenge coal. Now there is something...